I have done you all a disservice, and I'm sorry, and let's talk about it. I'm Devastacia. I'm a board certified lactation consultant, and I've been in the birth and lactation world for 5 years now. Today, I need to apologize. I have been giving incomplete advice. As you can see in one of my past videos that I'll link up here, my video on postpartum exercise and milk supply, and every time that someone asks me how to maintain your milk supply or to boost up your milk supply, I always say, make sure you're eating enough calories. Make sure you're eating enough, period. Something that I have completely missed for some ridiculous reason, because it affects me too, is that there are a ton of parents out there, myself included, who have ADHD that is either undiagnosed or self-diagnosed, or you're just living with it and you don't even know. And this makes it kind of difficult to eat enough and to remember to eat and to expend the energy to make meals and to care for yourself, because we tend to put ourselves on the back burner, especially when we have children to take care of. And that's really difficult. And I just listened to a podcast today that was the Thick Thighs Save Lives podcast by CVG, Constantly Varied Gear. I love their leggings. But their podcast is really, really good. And the title of today's was ADHD and Nutrition. And the guest was a registered dietitian who has ADHD. And it was the most relatable thing that I have ever heard. And I thought, oh my gosh, I haven't even addressed this. This is something that I deal with. And I haven't ever addressed it with my clients, with people just asking general lactation questions, that you might have something that prevents you from being able to feed yourself enough calories. Something like ADHD or another neurodivergence that, you know, sometimes I especially on days when I'm filming or editing, I get into that hyper-focus mode where nothing else matters. Only doing the thing is what matters. And I do the thing for many hours, you know, and it'll be 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon and I'll realize that I haven't eaten anything. I've just been drinking a ton of coffee and water and trying to like keep myself, you know, keep my blood sugar up doing that. And that's ridiculous. And then I'll wonder why I have a headache and why are my hands shaking? You know? So I wanted to take the time to acknowledge this and apologize, because I know that it's not that easy to just eat enough calories and to eat enough, period. So what you can do, and what I have done, is to keep little snacks around you. So whether it's protein bars or little bowls of nuts, mixed nuts, trail mix, whatever, things like that. Just kind of keep them around the house. Something that's easy to grab. Those little clementines or cuties, some people call them, the tiny oranges that are really easy to peel. Mandarins. Those are great snacks. Bananas, granola bars, those kinds of things that you can kind of eat that will fulfill that kind of food stimulation and also give you some calories and some energy and keep your blood sugar stable. These are great things to have just kind of around the house, where you do work, in your desk, your nursing or pumping nest. Keep some snacks nearby. string cheese, those like jerky sticks or whatever. I don't know, I'm vegan. It's good to just have those things, and it's okay to eat those convenient foods, those packaged foods that some people just like to demonize. It's better than eating nothing. It is better to give your body something with nutritional value than it is to just eat nothing all day. And that's going to be better for your milk supply. It's going to be better for your functioning just as a person. I'm going to link that podcast episode below because it was amazing. It was so good and it was so relatable. And maybe if this is something that you struggled with, you can get some other tips there and maybe not feel so alone. And perhaps if you didn't think that you had any kind of neurodivergence, but you identify with a lot of the things that they're talking about in the podcast, it might be something to discuss with your doctor. And I will let you know, it is very difficult, at least in my experience and from a lot of people that I've talked to, it's very difficult to get diagnosed as an adult. And self-diagnosis is valid. Now, you can't go get a medication prescribed via self-diagnosis. But at least if you suspect that that might be an issue, a neurodivergence, that you have a brain difference, then that opens up a lot of options for you, a lot of support groups, and ways to really think about the way that your life is, the way that your home is, the way that you do work, to restructure it in a way that serves you. And it's not the other way around. It's not that you're trying to serve your home or your job or anything like that. Those things need to work for you. You need to find a way that it is functional for you. You deserve to have a functional home and a functional body and a functional work life and a way to make those things work for you. And again, I know this isn't mostly about lactation, but I listened to that podcast this morning and I thought, I need to address this because it's something that it affects me, it literally affects me. And why did I never think about that as an issue that my clients might be having? I think it's just because a lot of our education comes through a neurotypical lens. And, we have to try to pave the way. Those of us who have these different neurodivergences, we have to try to pave the way and think of ways to serve our community that are helpful for them specifically, not as the exception to the rule. I hope this was helpful for you guys, and I feel better getting it out there. And in case this is something that you struggle with, if it is, let me know below, and we'll try to brainstorm some things together. All right, I would appreciate it if you liked and subscribed to this video if it was useful for you, and I'll see you next time. Thanks very much. Bye.